Hey everybody, I'm back from a little bit of a hiatus, as some of you will probably know. I'm here to give you a little bit of some updates. Unfortunately, I can't tell you everything I would like to. Also, probably just to ramble a bit on all this paranormal stuff that's been going on in my life the last year and a half. It's been a lot. For those of you who don't follow me or are new, I inherited a house from my estranged grandmother, found the belongings of my ancestors who basically dealt with every single kind of paranormal, supernatural phenomena, threat, creature you can imagine. So getting their belongings and their house, I've had to now deal with a lot of the repercussions of these kinds of things. And I'm talking everything you can think of too. There's fairies in the backyard. I've had ancient spirits moving things in the house. I've had what seems like a vampire entering the house but not able to get too far. A Victorian era time traveler, all kinds of crazy shit. And I know a lot of you are going to think like, oh, this guy's just schizophrenic. But just go to my page. I'm going to probably overlay some videos on here too to see that I'm not just talking out of my behind. I've got video. I've got all kinds of things. I'm not claiming to be some kind of expert on this or somebody who's captured bulletproof evidence, but go look at my page. I'm definitely not somebody who's just sitting around imagining things. It's gotten to be a lot. And as this goes further and further, it seems like I have to dip my hands more directly into this world. For those of you who have been watching, I've been experiencing these things. Like I mentioned, this vampire. I have people that are supposedly experts, some of them who actually worked with my ancestors, who are trying to give me some assistance here. But it's limited. I have met some of them actually in person now, and I filmed it. They do not want me to post it for the time being. We'll see what happens with that. And they provided me with this, which I unfortunately cannot go into with you as of yet for the same reasons, but we'll see what happens. Hey everybody, I wanted to come on and give you a little bit more information about that meeting I told you I had with those men associated with Alexandra. For those of you unfamiliar or who need a little bit of a refresher, Alexandra is the vampire, who worked with one of my ancestors who was a vampire hunter, among other supernatural creatures, like several of my ancestors were. Now I'm being told if I want to post the video, I'll have to find a way to remove all distinguishing features from these men that I met with. Given their supposed profession, I can kind of understand why, but that means blocking out their image, changing their voices, and that's a little beyond my editing skills right now, but I'll see what I can do. Any advice is welcome. What I can tell you is that these were two large men. I can't give any ethnicity or anything besides that. Like I said, they claim to be active hunters currently. They seem to be from at least this country. They were not direct workers with Alexandra. Basically, this is kind of, colleagues of some kind. Someone brought the album over from wherever she is in Europe and was given to these people who they trusted here to deliver to me. They did seem aware of the Oldry history and lineage. They seemed kind of interested in that. One of them even seemed to have some kind of, I don't know if clairvoyance or some, like they could sense some of the things going on in the house. And he told me something that is troubling but not very surprising, and that is that other than this vampire Horst Lindstrom situation, there is something in the house, at least one thing other than my ancestors, something not good that is loose in the house, but that all the different protections and things that are in here and on the property basically keep it relatively at bay. And that's really the gist of what I can share with you for now. Hey everybody, I wanted to come on here and answer some questions I'm getting about the last couple videos I posted. Specifically, a lot of you are asking, if this Alexandra was an ally of my great-great-grandfather and she's still alive, doesn't that mean that she's like immortal? And the quick answer is yes. This woman, Alexandra, that I'm speaking of is supposedly a vampire. I don't know if you've been following. I've made videos about her. She worked with my great-great-grandfather, Harold Oldry Jr. Many of my ancestors were hunters of the supernatural. He specialized in vampires, according to his writings. And he wrote a good deal about this woman that he worked with for many years. The only good vampire that he ever encountered, that he even knew about, basically, she was manipulated and in life before she was purposefully inflicted with this curse. Basically, the idea was get somebody so against vampires that even after they turn, they'll still be a hunter. Take on the things that are beyond what a human is capable of. That's what I got from Harold Jr.'s writings, as well as other writings from places that he mentioned would maybe still have some kind of information on her, and some of them did. I talked a while about Hereford Cathedral Library, hundreds of years old, still books that are in there that they have secret titles, so you can't just go find them. But I did find those secret titles in these writings, and I found people who were able to go there and give me back that information, and I posted about it. After I posted several videos on here, I was contacted via email by somebody who had information, was claiming to be her. I believe now, I'm certain that it is. She has since sent me that album that I showed you. I can't go into the content of it yet, but suffice it to say, it is incredible. She had basically American colleagues deliver it here at my house. And it really was like a Sam and Dean Winchester-like pair of very large men, but it did not seem to me like they could be brothers. I'll be doing a new full video about Alexandra very soon. Were there ever any good vampires? That's a question I get asked a lot. And all I can say is, according to the writings of my ancestors, there was only one that they ever worked with. If you follow me already, or maybe you've seen some of my videos, you know my ancestors were hunters of supernatural creatures, entities, threats, whatever you want to call them. Including vampires. My great-great-grandfather, Harold Oldry Jr., who was the family specialist in these creatures, worked with a woman named Alexandra. Now, according to his writings, and books I've been able to uncover in Hereford Cathedral Library with help of locals, what I've put together from that is that this was a woman who was born somewhere in the 1700s. She was orphaned at a young age, apparently the victim of a vampire attack. The hunter that saved her life took her in and basically raised her to follow him up, to be the next in line. But what he didn't tell her was that part of this plan was to eventually make her a vampire herself. The idea being that she would be able to stand against the vampires that even the most prolific human hunter would have no chance against. As unfair and evil as this plan may be, it worked. And that's basically what she's been doing ever since. She was already decades into this work when she met Harold Jr., and they worked together for, it seems, his entire life. And I've had someone who I believe is her reach out to me after I've been posting these videos about her and my ancestors. They've communicated with me. They've even helped me directly. They sent me something to help with this Horst Lindstrom situation, the album I showed you. It has given me incredible information that I'm not able to share with you yet, but I do believe I'll be able to soon. I've been told by the people who delivered the album to me, American colleagues, you could call them, is that she is occupied with something very big right now, and when she has a moment, she'll weigh in more directly. They believe she might be okay with me doing whatever I want because this album was an Oldry family item that she still had, and a lot of people believe that it's really my decision what to do with it, so we'll see what happens. Are you ready for your first look inside? Your first supernatural creature, the Minotaur. A creature deeply intertwined with the history and mythology of ancient Greece. Those familiar with my videos won't be surprised to hear that my ancestors left detailed writings on these creatures, more than just writings even, which we'll get back into very shortly. For those unfamiliar with my work, I've spent the better part of 2 years documenting the discovery of my ancestors' belongings and writings. They were hunters of supernatural creatures for several generations, working at first for a secret order within the Catholic Church, and later on their own. From what I've read, it seems that any other documents about what I'm about to discuss have likely been destroyed. The Sons of Man had a very unique dungeon, supposedly built in secret under the foundations of a now ruined stone cathedral. where the worst things on Earth were held prisoner and studied underground. Now enjoy a look, perhaps the best look any human has had in hundreds of years, at a real minotaur, the true abomination of nature, cruelly created by those who would twist it. We'll continue our journey through the photo album once a week, as well as full journal passages and enhanced photos available across several different paid channels. Don't miss out, we're just getting started.
An ancient secret church dungeon, dedicated to the study of supernatural horrors. Perhaps the sons of man's greatest secret. All other documentation on it has likely been destroyed. Named St. George's Keep, after the legendary Christian martyr, said to have been a Roman officer around the 4th century. According to legend, he was a dragon slayer, a possible reason for the dungeon's name. This place is referenced several times throughout my ancestors' writings, and the location of every photograph in this album. Hidden within a semi-ruined cathedral complex, it housed literally dozens of supernatural creatures. I won't reveal what I believe to be the location, but will say the ruins still stand. It was a miserable, harrowing fortress where any supernatural creature possible to capture was held and studied underground. And while tragic, my ancestor wrote that, left unchecked, each of these creatures would cost countless lives. Don't miss the next entry into the St. George's Keep photo album, revealing the true faces of ancient sea horrors. Held under lock and key until this weekend. There's still much, much more to come. Vampire and monster bestiary updates.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a face-to-face update, go over some information that I've kind of figured out and uncovered, as well as answer some of the questions I've been getting. Obviously, I'm focusing a lot on the album right now, but I've still got issues going on with the whole Horst Lindstrom situation. You know, there's a lot of things that I cannot show you. That's one of the big differences. Back in the day, I was an open book to you guys, but you know, you see what I show you. There's a lot of things going on these days in terms of information, in terms of items, in terms of contacts that I've made and the people that I've been speaking to. There's things that I can't tell you guys that are going to have to be understanding about that. Now, I will eventually get into the vampire photos and information in the album, but what I can tell you is that this has a lot to do with the subspecies that they referred to as haunter. Now, one of the main differences between a haunter and the other subspecies of vampire is that apparently they could be dead a while before they were turned. Days, weeks, months to years. They're not purely physical, like most other subspecies. Almost like a ghost that can shift in and out of a physical state and is stuck to a specific person or group and basically just torments them. Now, in the situation of Horst Lindstrom, he was a vampire. He was killed. Years later, Dmitri Vedeska, his original sire, brought him back and basically stuck him onto the Oldry line. The reason for this remains unknown. Hey everybody, realize it's been a while since I've done a face-to-face on here. I got a couple of updates, one kind of small, one kind of big. In small news, you know, hopefully you can tell, I've just been, working really hard to get into better shape for a lot of reasons. Some of you might be able to put together. I'm going to go ahead and splice in a video of how I used to look so you can see I have made some progress. I know a lot of people tell me I need to be doing that, so there you go. Also, I have finally gotten word back about that cursed object or whatever that I'm supposed to help somebody with. I guess they were waiting on a certain phase of the moon at a certain time. It's complicated. I'll go more into it in a later video, but I am going to be going very soon. It is not too far, maybe about an hour from here, but it is kind of out in the boonies, out in the woods. And yeah, I'm going to try to help somebody who, like I said previously, they've got some kind of object. I don't know how long they've had it or if it's like a familial thing, but apparently it's causing them all kinds of trouble. And as you know, if you've watched, I have that container for such things passed down from my ancestors. So I'm just going to go out there and see what I can do to help. This is kind of like my first step towards this, helping people like my ancestors did. And wish me luck. I will record the whole process. And, obviously if there's people there, I'll get their permission to show them or not. But I will show you what I can. I like to keep you guys along on the road with me on this. It was both because you enjoy it and honestly it makes me feel, I don't know if safer is the right word, but, not so alone.
Cursed relic recovered.
Okay, it's starting to get dark. Time for me to head out. Like I said, it is about an hour away. I had to wait until it was the new harvest moon, which is tonight, is the new moon of August. I didn't want to give it away before I went. Obviously, I didn't want people knowing when I was going to be in this place or where it is, so I was just trying to keep as much secret as I could, but now it's time. I spoke with an older woman named Peggy. I guess she is the head of this family or however it works, and she's the one I'm going to help, so I'm going to video when I get there. We'll see what I can show. Okay, I'm here. I'm supposed to meet Peggy. That's the older woman I spoke to on the phone. Told me to go around back and knock.
Hello?
Hey, I was here to meet Peggy.
I'm her grandson. I'm going to show you where it is.
Okay, so you know what I'm here about, I guess?
Yeah.
All right, Skylar says this is where we have to get out and walk. I told you guys before that this is out in the boonies, out in the woods, so this is the scary part. So you're the guide. You lead the way, bro. Keep it out. Do you hear a cat?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess there's a cat out here somewhere. So are these black cats always out here?
Yeah, I've always noticed them.
Oh, you okay, man?
Yeah.
Careful.
Dangerous around here.
Yeah, I can tell.
Right.
Let me see if I can see. These black cats are still following us. There's like at least 3 of them around here. I don't know if those are good luck or bad, but it is something. There's a couple of them. Just out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure how much is going to be visible, but this place is super wild. And it's big. I'm just going to have to chop out the highlights to show.
Buried at the base of this tree.
Where
when it fell over.
it fell over. Not a good sign. Where? Show me where. I'll dig it out.
Right under here.
Cursed object retrieval part 2.
Where? Show me where. I'll dig it out.
Right under here.
Like by the root?
By the root.
Okay, here, hold the light and I'll dig it out. So right at the base of this root. this is too hard to dig. Oh, but this isn't. There's a lot of roots. Is this it?
That's it.
And there's a black cat right here. Okay. I don't know what that is. Let's get it back. I know under the new moon we're a little bit safer around it, but I need to get it stored up quick. This cat is very interested. This black cat. Okay, I've got it home. Still not sure what it is at all, but it looks creepy as hell. Looks kind of like an owl, but I don't know. If you guys have any idea about what it could be, let me know. I'll get it sealed in the box as soon as possible. Until then, I'll do what I can.